Take responsibility for your life completely and fully, because it's never about what happens to you. It's always about how you choose to respond. I'm Master Tru, Master Disciple of the Most High Chief Baba G, and today we're going to be talking about you being everything, and there is no potential possibility of anything being outside of you. Peace to the gods. Welcome back to Chance. Welcome back to Opportunity. And today, right now in this moment, I want you to decide that you're no longer going to give your power away. You're no longer going to blame anybody for what they do and how you choose to respond to it. You're not going to come up with any excuses. We're done. Today, we're done with excuses. Today, we're done with focusing on problems, because we don't have problems. In our world, in this world, in your world, today, you don't have problems. The only thing you have is solutions. The only thing you see is how you're gonna get it done. The only thing you see is what you have. The only thing you see is your greatness. The only thing you see is a strong outcome, a positive outcome, a winning outcome. Because whatever you focus on, that is what you're gonna get in your reality. Don't you understand that everybody's living inside of their own mind at all times? People are only dealing with a mirror. Other people's perception of their reality is merely a reflection of who they are. Miserable people are always focused on what makes them miserable. Happy people are always focused on what makes us happy. Rich people are always focused on what's going to make them rich. And poor people are always focused on what's going to make them poor. Ignorant people are always focused on ignorance. Intelligent people are always focused on intelligence. Ways of becoming better, ways of becoming smarter, ways of becoming more in control of themselves. And what it brings me to, after saying all of that, after dealing with myself for so long, after making so many different mistakes, after doing so much dumb shit, being young and dumb and seeing reality from multiple perspectives and multiple angles and coming to different conclusions about what decision would have been the best, and how my reality was not the problem, it was me that was the problem the whole time, because there was other people in the same situation and circumstance that I was in who were actually thriving, who were actually winning, who were actually succeeding, and it all had to do with their mindset and their focus. Everything comes down to discipline. The greatest form of loving yourself comes through discipline. If you look at everybody, if you look at whatever echelon people are on, whatever level people are on, people at the top, people who are the most advanced, people who are the greatest, people who are the most skilled, people who are the most talented, people who are the greatest, people who are the most dominant, people who are the most powerful, people who are just winning, the winners at the top, you can always find this same common denominator: discipline. People at the top don't eat whatever they want. They don't eat anything. They don't just eat because it tastes good. They eat for a purpose. They eat for a reason. They eat because they want to fuel their body and fill their body up with premium fuel. So people at the top eat for a reason, and it's associated with their goal. It's associated with their vision. It's associated with who they are. People at the top, they do everything with discipline. They eat specifically, critically. They think specifically, critically. The people they associate themselves with are people who have went through a damn TSA, analyzed, critiqued. When you're disciplined with yourself, you require that same discipline from those around you in your immediate environment, or you prefer to be by yourself because you know that other people in your environment have a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. If you say that you love yourself and you say that you want to eat healthy, you don't hang around motherfuckers that ain't on the same shit as you, because that's not reflective of you. Everybody in your environment, everything in your environment is a direct reflection of what you're tolerating and what you're accepting. So when you're disciplined within yourself, you demand everybody else to be as equally disciplined. That's why we win. That's why we succeed. You motherfuckers have got to be the dumbest people on the planet to think that we're being held hostage when more people have left than stayed. If you look at the carbonation stat sheet, we are the worst fucking kidnappers on the planet. We are the worst fucking hostage situation ever because more people have left than stayed. It's like 90 people have left this motherfucker, and only a handful of people have came and stayed and rolled the whole time because we want to be here. This is not easy. That is the real reason why people leave. Why do you ever go look up Ranger School? Go look up Special Forces. Go look up Sapper School. Go look up Sniper School. I want you to look at these different military schools because I was in the military for 8 years. I understand it fully why people quit, why people give up, why people run. And the core of it every single time is they don't like discipline. Most people never had discipline in their life. They ate whatever they wanted to eat. They watched whatever they wanted to watch. They listened to whatever they wanted to listen to. They drank whatever they wanted to drink. They stayed up as long as they wanted to. They got up whenever they wanted to. And then that behavior has set them up to be fucking losers in life. And anybody that's displaying any form of discipline in their eyes must be crazy. Because you have to understand, people are living in their own world. They're living in their own mind. They're experiencing reality from their perspective. So anybody that's disciplined, anybody that decides to eat a certain type of way, anybody that decides to have order and structure, to people with no order and structure, with no discipline, you're going to look like a goddamn madman. You're going to look crazy. Oh, they eat one time a day, and oh, they sleep on the floor, and whatever the fuck you want to try to point out about us, best believe it is for a very objective reason. It is a very disciplined approach. I already know what life looks like when you're not organized, and when you're not disciplined, and when you're not structured, and when you don't have a routine. It becomes chaos. Your reality is always a direct reflection of your mind. And discipline is at the core of why people lose and why people win. It's that simple. I am a very disciplined person. And so I associate with disciplined people to keep me on track, because discipline is a habit. It is not a one-time thing. You don't go to the gym, you don't eat a salad, and then call that discipline. Discipline is day in, day out, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To some people, that is crazy. That is insane. And like I said before, it's only because they're not disciplined. What I'm trying to tell you is that the reason you're losing in your life is because you're not on your ass like you're supposed to be. You'll come up with a goal. You'll say you're going to do something until that alarm clock go off. You said you was going to get up at 6. until the alarm clock went off. You said you was gonna eat healthy until you went to the grocery store, until you rolled past your favorite restaurant, until your friend showed up to your house with a big ass pizza. You said you was gonna stop smoking until a nigga started packing them Newports. You said you was gonna stop drinking until a nigga called you and said, let's go to the club. You said you was gonna stop spending your money on dumb shit until you seen that commercial that said that it was gonna be 40% off at Ross and Macy's tonight, right now, in this moment. You better come down here and get these goddamn clothes. You said you were gonna stop caring about what people said about you until your grandma called you and said you shouldn't do it. You should come on down here to Greater Ebenezer First Baptist Sanctified Holy Ghost Church and come on down here to revival. Your universe is literally you, nigga. It's your subconscious mind, the people you deal with, the people that's in your reality. Everything that's going on around you in your reality is your subconscious mind. Now, when you make a decision to go against your old self, best believe your mind is going to be like, nigga, what is you doing? Your mind is going to test you through different people, through different events, through a phone call, through a car accident, some type of form. Your mind is going to test you just to see, just to give you some pressure, just to give you some obstacle, just to give you some type of challenge, just to see if you really want what you said you want. Discipline. Discipline means getting up when you don't feel like it. Discipline means going to sleep when you don't feel like it. Discipline means eating this because you know it's healthy, even though it ain't got cheese on it, even though it ain't got lemon pepper on it, even though it ain't full of grease, even though it ain't from your favorite fucking restaurant. You gonna eat this because you know it's good for you, nigga. Being disciplined means going against your desires to do the right thing, because doing the right thing is more important than your desires. M-O-D. Every single time. So I already know the formula. The reason why people don't have what they want is because they're not disciplined. They're not committed. They're not willing to make a sacrifice and say, you know what, I'm not watching this fucking shit tonight. I'm gonna take these 30 minutes to an hour that I was dedicating to this bullshit Netflix TV show, and I'm gonna put it to me. I'm gonna study my chart for an hour. One thing I know is a bullshit excuse, and one thing I don't like is people who say they ain't got time. Nigga, if you ain't got time, you better make time. Make time. You getting up at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, talking about you ain't got time. Get your ass up at 7, and there you go, 3 hours. Boom, you a magician now. Everybody always find time to do what they really want to do. So that's a cop-out. That's an excuse. Not acceptable. Intolerable. You need to get you some friends like me that's going to be on your ass and not actually join in on your excuses, because a lot of you are hanging out with people that are comfortable with who you are, not people who are trying to push you to be greater than where you're at. And that's your problem. Never hang around people that don't want to see you do better, that's not holding you to your greatest version. The problem with it is you hanging out with people that don't even think they great. People will only see in you what they see in themselves. You need to change your fucking circle right now. Just look at your circle, and that's who you are. Easy. Stop with the game. Stop playing games, literally. Stop playing games with yourself. And take that energy, take that time, take that focus, take that attention, and put it into something that matters. The only thing I care about is my craft. I like to talk. I like to speak. I like to do videos. I like to write. I like to do music. I like to study astrology. I like to study melanin. I like to study biology. I like to study quantum physics. I like to study grounding. I like to listen to the wisdom of my OG, who comes from a different era that I wasn't a part of, who's been through different experiences that I may not have gotten, and I take those gems and I put them in my pocket and I use them for later. I'm a winner. I'm winning. Always gonna win. Always gonna succeed. Because I got the formula. The formula is me. Take full responsibility for your life. Stop pointing the finger, because every time you point the finger, you miss the point, and the point is, nigga, your reality is a reflection of you, and your response to your reality is the reason why you getting what you getting. Peace to the gods. I love myself.